Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for being here with us this evening to support our students' efforts in bringing back Shakespeare to the stage in Kuching after more than 30 years. The hall is full to capacity. Some people were disappointed this evening when they had to be turned away because they could not get any more tickets. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for being here. And I believe we do have some family and friends amongst the audience, and they are from Singapore. Welcome, Singaporeans. Welcome to Kuching. And we would like to congratulate you as you celebrate your 50th National Day. Be not afraid. The hall is full of noises, sounds, and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. St. Joseph Private School's staging of Shakespeare's The Tempest in modern language will not leave you floundering. You will enjoy the wit and humorous banter, the love and magic in the air, forgiveness and reconciliation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, excitement is in the air as we're all waiting for the curtains to rise. Well, an imaginary curtain. There are, however, a few very important points to get across. First, we really need your cooperation on making sure there's no photography of any kind. No photography, no recording of any kind. Don't worry about doing that. Leave that to the professionals we have here this evening. They will do a fantastic job of putting on record, on video, on DVD, on CD, whatever you call it. They will do a fantastic job because they are the professionals. You just sit back and give yourself 2 hours of me time and don't bother taking photos. Well, flash photography is a great distraction. Another thing, ladies and gentlemen, we really need your cooperation on turning your cell phones off or at least putting them on flight mode. It's because of our very sensitive sound equipment. When you are texting or WhatsApping or whatever you're calling it, the signals will interfere with our sensitive sound equipment. So we do appeal to you not to have your phones on. Never mind about the millions of messages and WhatsApps that you're going to send out, telling the people in Kuching, woo, this is such a fantastic show. You can tell them at 10 o'clock when you're done. And ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated throughout the first half of the performance. We will have a 15-minute interval, and before that, all the doors will be locked. So, you will have to sit very comfortably. Make sure children are all seated comfortably for the performance, because any movement will distract the cast and also distract the other patrons. And the cast, ladies and gentlemen, have a very big responsibility to make sure that you enjoy the show. They are all memorizing their lines. There is no teleprompter. That's why I've got my notebook with me. They are not depending on the teleprompter. They're remembering their lines. So the slightest movement, the slightest flash going off may distract them. So ladies and gentlemen, you are now going to be our captive audience or captivated audience. Whatever it is, ladies and gentlemen, you will now enjoy St. Joseph Private School's presentation of The Tempest.
I'm here, sir. How can I help you?
My good boy, give the other sailors a pep talk and do it fast before we are shipwrecked. Hurry, hurry!
Come on, man. That's the way to do it. Quickly, quickly. Take in the upper sail. Listen to the master's order. Lower your heart out, Storm. So long as we have enough room to avoid getting shipwrecked.
Be careful, good boatswain. Where's the master? Make these men work.
Please, stay below deck, sir. Where's the master, bosun? He's busy. Can't you hear him giving orders? No, you're getting in the way of our work. Stay in your cabins. We're helping the storm, not us.
Don't be angry now, my good man.
I am only angry because the sea is getting angry. Now, get out of here. Do you think these waves care anything about kings and officials? Go! Go to your cabins and be quiet. Don't bother us up here.
Just remember who you've got on board with you.
Nobody I care more than myself. You're the king. If you can order the storm to calm down, we can all put down our ropes and rest. Now get out of the way, I'm telling you. Bring down that top sail. Fast! Lower! Lower! Let the ship sail close to the wind. What do you want? Do you want to sink?
Oh, go to hell, you loud-mouthed idiots!
Well, get to work then.
Just die, you scoundrel! Go ahead and die, you nasty, rude idiot! You're more scared of drowning than we are!
Yes, I guarantee he won't drown. Even if this ship were as fragile as an eggshell and leaky as a faulty tap.
Turn the ship to the wind. What? We're going to die?
I am out of patience! We've been cheated out of our lives by a bunch of drunken, incompetent sailors! This big mouth here! I hope you drown 10 times over!
He won't die by drowning, even if every single drop of water in the ocean tried to swallow him.
God have mercy on us!
Goodbye, wife and kids.
Fire! Fire! The ship's on fire! Let's all sink with the king! Let's say goodbye to him!
Right now, I'd give 1,000 miles of sea for 1 little acre of dry land. Barren wheat patch, anything at all. What's destined to happen will happen, but I give anything to be dry when I die.
Father, if you caused this terrible storm with your magic powers, please put an end to it. It looks like the sky itself would collapse and the sea swallow all that is on it. Oh, how I suffered along with those men I watched suffered. A fine ship with good men in it, I'm sure. Smashed to pieces. Their dying shouts broke my heart.
Calm down. There's nothing to get upset about. No harm was done.
Oh, what a horrible day.
There was no harm, I'm telling you. Everything I've done has been for you, my dear daughter. You don't know what you are, since you don't know who I am or where I come from, or that I'm better than merely Prospero, your humble father who lives in a poor little shack.
It never occurred to me to imagine there was anything more to know.
The time has come. Give me a hand and help me with this magic cloak. So lie there, my magic. Wipe your eyes. Take comfort. I arranged the horrible sight of this shipwreck, which moved you to such pity, so carefully that not a single person was hurt. No, not so much as a hair on anyone's head was destroyed in that ship which you saw sink. Sit down. It's time for you to know more.
You have often started to tell me who I am, and then suddenly stop, leaving me questions that never get answered, telling me, wait, not yet.
Well, the time has come. This is the moment for you to listen hard and pay close attention. Can you remember the time before we came to live in this cave? I doubt it, since you weren't even 3 at the time.
Sure I can, Father.
What do you remember? A house? A person? Tell me anything you remember.
My memory is hazy, more like a dream. Didn't I used to have 4 or 5 women taking care of me?
Indeed, you did, and more besides, Miranda. But how is it possible that you still remember all this through all the darkness of the past? If you remember your life before we came to live on this island, perhaps you also remember how we got here.
No, that I don't remember.
12 years ago, Miranda. 12 years ago, your father was the Duke of Milan, a powerful prince.
Aren't you my father?
Your mother was extremely virtuous, and she said that you were my daughter. And your father was the Duke of Milan, and you were his heir, a princess.
Good Lord, what evil things were done to us that we were driven here? Or was it a blessing that we came here?
Both, my girl. We were driven out of power by evil deeds, as you call them, but were blessed in being helped toward this island.
Oh, it breaks my heart to think how painful it must be for you to recall all this. Things I cannot remember. But please, tell me more.
It's about my brother, your uncle Antonio. Apart from you, he's the one I love most in the world, yet I can't believe he's so disloyal. I trusted him to run my state, which was the strongest in the land at the time. Since I preferred study to politics, I left the control of Milan to my brother. He soon had everyone listening to him, as if he were the Duke. My deep trust in him made him untrustworthy. Are you even listening, my child?
Oh, yes, I am, Father.
Please listen carefully. As I neglected practical matters, Antonio's ambition grew. As he got used to possessing such power and wealth, he began to believe that he was the Duke, like a liar who believes in his own lie. Soon enough, he judged me unworthy of being the Duke. So he allied himself with the King of Naples and took my dukedom from me.
Good heavens.
Think about that and about what happened afterward, then tell me if Antonio can be called a brother.
It would be wrong for me to think poorly of my grandmother. Good women sometimes give birth to bad sons.
Now listen to the agreement they made. The King of Naples, in exchange for the respect and money paid to him, helped my brother get rid of me and made Antonio Duke of Milan instead. You are crying.
How awful. I can't remember how I cried then, but I'll cry all over again. This story breaks my heart.
Just listen a little more. One fateful night, Antonio opened the gates of Milan. In the darkness, they rushed in with their soldiers, and they took us both. And we left Milan for the last time.
Why didn't they just kill us that night?
Good question, my girl. The answer, my dear, is that they didn't dare, because the people of Milan loved me too much. They had to disguise their bloody intentions. So instead, they threw us in a rotten shell of a boat, which even the rats abandoned. They tossed us into the sea, hoping that we'd be swallowed up.
What a burden on you I must have been.
No, my dear. You were a little angel that kept me going. You smiled with a strength that you must have gotten from heaven, while I cried salty tears into the salty sea. Your smile sustained my spirits against whatever would come our way.
How did we manage to get ashore?
By divine providence alone. We had some clothes and food that a nobleman from Naples, Gonzalo, had given us out of the kindness of his heart. We also had some fresh water and food that sustained us. Knowing how much I value my books, he gave me some books from my library that I value more than my dukedom.
I wish I could see that man someday.
sit still and listen to the last of our sad sea adventures. We arrived here on this island where I, acting as your mentor, have given you a better education than most princesses get.
The heavens thank you for it, Father. But please. The question is still nagging me. Why did you conjure up this storm?
You should know this. Much luck is on my side, and my enemies have happened to wreck their ship on this island. The way I see it, my fate hangs upon this lucky event. Now no more questions. You look sleepy. It's a nice, warm feeling. So give in to it. Spirit, I'm ready now. Come here, Ariel.
Humble greetings, great master, worthy sir, greetings. Your wish is my command, whatever you want. If you want me to fly, to swim, to jump into fire, to ride the clouds in the sky, Ariel will get right to the task.
Spirit, did you carry out the storm exactly as I ordered?
Down to the last detail. I boarded the king's ship, and in every corner of it, from the deck to the cabins, I made everyone astonished and terrified. Sometimes I appeared like flames in many places at once. I flashed about faster than lightning. The fire and noise overwhelmed everyone.
Good Spirit, who could ever be so steady and strong that a disturbance like that wouldn't make him crazy?
Everyone there went crazy and acted in desperation. Everyone except the sailors dove into the sea, leaving behind the ship that I had set on fire. The king's son, Ferdinand, with his hair standing up, was the first one to jump, shouting, "Hell is empty and all the devils are here!"
Very good. But was this near the shore?
Very near, my master.
But are they all safe, Ariel?
Nobody was hurt in the slightest. Even the clothes are unstained and look fresher than before the storm. I've separated them into groups around the island just as you ordered. I've sent the king's son off by himself to a faraway nook of the island, where he's sitting now sighing, with his arms crossed like this.
Tell me what you did with the king's ship, the sailors, and the other ships.
The king's ship is safely in deep cove at the far end of the island. The sailors are all below deck, sleeping both from their labor and from the magic spell I cast over them. As for the rest of the ships, I have scattered them, and they've gathered again at sea, sailing sadly home to Naples, believing that they witnessed the shipwreck and the death of their great king.
Spirit, you've done your work exactly as I ordered. But there's more work to be done.
Is there more work to do? Since you're giving me new assignments, let me remind you what you promised me, but have not come true with me yet.
What? You're in a bad mood? And what could you possibly ask for?
My freedom!
Before your sentence has been completed, don't say anything else.
I beg you, sir, remember the good work I've done for you, and how I never lied to you, never made mistakes, and never grumbled in my work. You promised to take a full year off my sentence.
Have you forgotten the torture I freed you from?
No.
You have forgotten. And you think it's a burden when I ask you to work for me? You ungrateful thing! Can you remember the horrid witch, Sycorax? Can you forget her?
No, sir.
Oh, I think you have forgotten. Let me remind you. That witch, Sycorax, was left here by sailors. You were her slave at the time, and then refused to carry out her horrible orders. So in a fit of rage, she locked you up in a hollow pine tree and left you there for 12 years. Do you remember that?
Yes, my master.
And in those 12 years, she died and you were trapped, moaning and groaning deep within the pine. But there was no one there. No one except for that horrible son that Sycorax bore here.
Yes, Caliban, her son.
That's right, you ungrateful thing. That same Caliban who now serves me. You know better than anyone how you suffered when I found you. Your groans made the wolves howl, and even the bears pitied you. Nobody but those in hell deserved your punishment. But it was my magic that saved you, opening the pine and letting you out.
Thank you, my master.
If you complain anymore, I'll split an oak tree in half and lock you in it till you've howled for another 12 years.
Please forgive me, my master. I'll be obedient and do all my task without complaining.
Do that, and I will set you free in 2 days.
That is noble of you, my master. What shall I do? Just tell me, what shall I do?
Go disguise yourself. Be invisible to everyone except yourself and me. Hurry, go. Wake up, Miranda. You've slept well. Wake up.
Your strange story made me sleepy.
Shake off your sleepiness. Come, we'll go visit Caliban, my slave, who always talks to us so nastily.
He's an evil one, Father. I don't like him.
But even so, we can't do without him. He builds our fires, gets our firewood, and does all kinds of useful things for us. Hey, Caliban, you pile of dirt! Say something!
You've got enough firewood already!
Come out, I order you. There's other work for you to do. Come on, you turtle! You horrible slave, with a wicked hag for a mother, and the devil himself for a father. Come out!
I hope you get drenched with an evil deal that my mother will collect from poison swamps. May a hot wind blow on you and cover you with blisters all over.
I'll give you cramps for saying that. Horrible pains in your sides that will keep you from breathing. I'll send goblins out at night to work their nasty deeds on you. You'll be pricked all over and it'll sting like bees.
I have to eat my dinner now. This island belongs to me because Sycorax, my mother, left it to me. But you have taken it from me. When you first got here, you took care of me. You taught me the names for the sun and the moon. I loved you back then. I showed you my island, the freshwater springs, the barren and fertile places. Now I curse myself for doing that. I wish I could use the magic spells of Sycorax, my mother, to plague you with toads and beetles. I'm the only subject you have in your kingdom, and you were my first king. Yes, you keep me in this cave and won't let me go anywhere else on.
You liar! You listen only to the whip and not to kindness. I took good care of you, piece of filth that you are, and let you stay in my own hut until you tried to dishonor my daughter.
And I would have succeeded, but you stopped me. I would have filled this island with my little Caliban.
You horrid slave! You can't be trained to be good as you're only capable of evil. I pitied you, worked hard to teach you to speak, and taught you so many other things. You were like an animal at first until I helped you find language. But your bad blood betrays you, and you need to be locked up in the prison you deserve.
You taught me language, and all I can do with it is curse. Damn you for teaching me your language.
Get out of here, you beast! Bring us more wood and be quick about it. Are you making faces, you evil thing? If you ignore my orders, I'll give you pains and cramps and make you scream so loud the wild animals will tremble when they hear you.
No, please. I must obey. He's got such strong magic powers that he could conquer even 1,000 witches like my mother.
Go then, slave.
Come on to these yellow sands and join hands. When you've curtsied and kissed the waves into mist, step lightly here and there, and let the sweet spirits bear the burden. Hark, hark.
Where's that music coming from? It must be played for some local god of this island. As I sat on the shore, grieving over my father's shipwreck, I heard this music creep over the waves, calming their fury and soothing my own grief with its sweet melodies.
Full feather five, your father lies. Bones have joined the chorus deep. Into pearls have changed his size. Nothing left of him to keep. He suffered a complete sea change into something rich and strange. Seen him soundly ring his knell. Ding, ding, ding.
This song, it's about my dead father. It couldn't be sung by mere mortals. I hear it now overhead.
Raise the curtains of your eyelids and go. Take a peek at what you can see out there.
What is it? A spirit? Lord, it's glancing every which way. How handsome it is. It must be a spirit.
No, my dear. It eats, sleeps, and has the same 5 senses we do. The gentleman you see was in the shipwreck, and you might call him handsome, if not for his grief. He's lost all his friends and is wandering around, looking for them.
I could imagine he's divine, since I've never seen anything so noble looking on earth before.
It's all happening according to plan, just as my soul wanted it to happen. Spirit, you fine spirit, I'll set you free for doing such good work here.
This must surely be the goddess that the music's played for. Please, I beg you to answer me. Tell me if you live on this island, and tell me what I should do. Are you a maiden or a goddess?
I'm not marvelous, sir, but I'm certainly a maiden.
My God, she speaks my language. I'm the highest ranking person who speaks that language. If only If only we were back where it's spoken.
What's that? The highest ranking! And what would the King of Naples do if he heard you say that?
My father would see me for who I am, a person in complete grief. I myself am the King of Naples, since I saw it with my own eyes. My father, the king, killed in the shipwreck.
Oh, how pitiful.
Yes, yes indeed. The king and all his men, the Duke of Milan and his fine son too.
The real Duke of Milan and his far finer daughter could beat you in a heartbeat. Wonderful, Ariel. I'll set you free for doing such magnificent work here. Excuse me, sir. I need to have a word with you. I'm afraid you've made a mistake. Come.
Why is my father speaking to him so rudely? This is the third man I've seen in my life, and the first one I felt such different feelings for. I hope my father treats him well for my sake.
Oh, if you're yet unwed, and you haven't given your heart to another man, I'll make you the Queen of Naples.
Hang on there, sir. Just a moment.